welcome to Spanish for Beginners with Spanish Marks. In English, the verb to be is very commonly used. Just look at these sentences. I am handsome. You are here. He is a doctor. They are completely different sentences with different contexts, but all use the verb to be. In Spanish, the verb to be is also very common. However, here's the slightly tricky part. There are two verbs that mean to be, ser and estar. Do not worry though. Knowing when to use either ser or estar isn't that complicated, and the best way to learn is through practicing them in the different situations. Over time, I guarantee it will come naturally to you. To be or not to be? That is the question. These are the first of the irregular verbs we will be looking at. Previously, we learned that regular verbs don't change the stem. Well, as you will see, irregular verbs change the stem. So let's begin with conjugating the verb ser into the present tense. Ser, to be. Yo soy. Tú eres. Él, ella, usted es. Nosotros, nosotras somos. Vosotros, vosotras sois. Ellos, ellas, ustedes son. Now, let's look at the verb estar in the present tense. Estar, to be. Yo estoy. Tú estás. Él, ella, usted está. Nosotros, nosotras estamos. Vosotros, vosotras estáis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes están. In general, you can say that ser is used to talk about permanent states or things that will stay the same for a long time, such as general descriptions. La mesa es pequeña. Relationships. Cosmo es mi mejor amigo. Possession. El carro es mío. El carro es de Paco. Notice how there is a de for the second example. De is used a lot when using the verb ser and can mean of when talking about possessions. So, the literal translation would be, the car is of Paco. Nationality. Ella es de Japón. Notice how you again use de when talking about nationalities, but in this case, de means from. Tú eres inglés. Profession. Yo soy ingeniero. In Spanish, you don't use the articles when talking about profession. Physical characteristics and personalities. Mónica es alta. Javier es aburrido. Now let's take a look at the verb estar. Use estar when talking about conditions in a temporary state, such as specific descriptions. La mesa está sucia. Momentary physical conditions and moods. La comida está fría. Tita está muy triste. Location. This is the position of places, people, animals, or objects. Cosmo está en la jaula. Estamos en la tienda. Barcelona está en España. Hang on a minute. Do you notice anything funny about the last example? Barcelona is always going to be in Spain, so it is a permanent condition. So why do we use estar? Well, this is another one of those exceptions in Spanish. You always use estar with location, whether it is permanent like Barcelona being in Spain, or temporary like us being in a shop. Over time, you will know when to use ser or estar. However, it is important to distinguish the two. For example, saying, estás aburrido means you are bored, whereas eres aburrido means you are boring. This can be quite awkward if you get it mixed up, so be careful. Okay, let's see this series of dialogues with Cosmo and his friends. There will be a little pause in between the sentences, and when you see this icon, you'll have a few seconds to choose which conjugated form of ser or estar to use.
Cosmo, está enojado conmigo. Mucho gusto, Cosmo. Me llamo Mónica y... soy ingeniera. Hola, Cosmo y Mónica. ¿De dónde? ¿Son?
Hola, tita. Somos de Grecia. Grecia. Está en Europa.
¿Por qué no lavaste los platos? Los platos están muy sucios.
So in today's class, we have learned how to conjugate the verb ser and estar in the present tense, and when to use ser and estar. Adios, and see you in the next class.